Hello, this video is about Identity Services Engine Permanent License Reservation, or PLR. This license is for air-gapped networks only. An active subscription, such as ICE Premier, Advantage, Essentials, etc., is still required. Documentation is available but not public. Please reach out to your Cisco account team if you need the documentation. This process is for ICE 3.0 Patch 2 and later. This process is for ICE 3.x licenses only. 2.x had classic licenses which were offline/air-gapped. One PLR SKU is needed per PAN. Access to the ICE PAN UI is necessary. Please make sure you have your ICE PLR licenses available in your smart account before you begin this process. Okay, let's transition to the demo here. I just want to verify that I do have those ICE PLR SKUs in my smart account. So if you go to software.cisco.com, to your smart account and then your virtual account, just to make sure within your licenses you do have this permanent license reservation for ICE. I have two available. That's good because I'm going to apply it to both the primary and secondary PAN. So this is a per PAN license for HA. So if you only put it on your primary and your primary goes down, you have to switch to your secondary, you won't have a license, kind of like it was in the classic licensing of 2.x. So I'm going to go into ICE, I'm going to go to administration, and then I'm going to go to licensing. And you can see that I'm on an expired license. I'm out of compliance because of that. My evaluation is expired. You can see there's options here for regular smart licensing if you're connected to the internet. And then there's two options for air-gapped offline licensing. So that's PLR and SLR. And this video is going to be specific to just PLR. So I'm going to click PLR here. You can see there's both areas for the standalone, if you have standalone, or if you're doing HA, it's primary PAN and then secondary PAN. So I'm going to generate a code for that primary PAN. And again, it's important to, if you do have an HA pair, to generate a code for both. Again, there are HA scenarios where you lose your primary and your secondary becomes a primary, and then that code was tied to the primary. So definitely if you have HA pair, which majority of our customers will, please go ahead and put PLR on both of those. So I have this code. I'm going to go ahead and copy it. Go back to software licensing portal, hit license reservation button, and then paste in that code. Now you can put that code into a file, a text file, and then transfer it over to an internet enabled box, so you can do this. Again, it's a pretty short code, so writing it down in a notebook shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm on the internet, so I'm just going to copy and paste. So I pasted it. I'm going to hit next. It's going to know, based off of that code, that is ICE for ICE, so the only option here is going to be PLR for ICE. So you're going to click that, hit next, quantity is 1, and then you're going to generate authorization code. Again, you can do the reverse with the file. You can download it as a file and then sneakernet it back over to the air-gapped network. Again, you can write it down in the notebook. Again, it's not terribly long. It's a pain, but it's not a complete waste of your day. Again, I'm on the internet, so I'm just going to copy it to the clipboard and go back to ICE. This is where you're going to paste in the authorization code, and then you're going to click Enable. So a few seconds will go by and you will have PLR enabled. And you're basically, for the secondary, and I will go through this process, but for the secondary, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you got the server response that it's enabled, we're good to go. So at this point, you would be good to go with all the features in a permanent way. But again, if an HA scenario pops out where the primary goes down and you have to go to the secondary, you could have a license issue. So we want to go ahead and generate a code for that secondary PAN if you are doing an HA pair. So same process. I'm going to generate the code. It's going to populate the code. I'm going to copy the code, paste it in the software.cisco.com, get their authorization code, and then paste it here and enable. Fairly straightforward process. So I'm going to copy, close this one, go through license reservation again, paste, next, click permanent license reservation for ICE, generate authorization code, Got a new code, going to copy that to the clipboard, and then hit enable. Now, if you for some reason don't have that SKU, cancel reservation is there, so you can go back to the, hopefully you have some eval time left. If this is a brand new deployment or you've been licensed for a while, you do have eval time banked. So I have used all my eval time, so I have none. But if you can't go through the process because you don't have the SKU, again, please reach out to your Cisco account team so we can get it for you. There is a process where we have to make sure that you are an applicable customer and that this is an air-gapped network, but once we have that, we can get you your SKU fairly quickly into your smart account. But if you don't have it for some reason, there is a way to cancel it and go back to that eval mode. But at this point, we can see that our primary PAN and our secondary PAN are both good to go, so we are now licensed. If you want to return the license, again, if you're going to decommission a box or a VM, you want to go ahead, because we don't check in on the license, we don't have the status of the license anymore. So the only way that we'll know on the Cisco side of things that the license needs to be freed up is by you returning the license. So again, if you're going to decommission a VM or an Icebox, please go ahead and return that license before you go ahead and do that. So you'll just hit the return reservation button. It'll give you a code, and you'll go into software.cisco.com and then paste that code in so that we free up that license on our side. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope this was pretty straightforward, and appreciate the time.